Is your heart sometimes pounding when you're simply getting out of bed? Do your fingers or feet get cold even though the room is warm? Do you feel short of breath just walking to the kitchen or bathroom? These are not aging quirks, they are warning signs. And if you're over 60, you can't afford to ignore them. Here's what's going on. Your heart is not just a pump, it's a tireless engine. Every minute of your life it squeezes over and over to push blood through more than 60,000 miles of blood vessels. It beats around 100,000 times per day. And still, we expect it to act the same at 70 as it did at 30. What? That's not how biology works. Over time, this powerful engine starts to wear, not because it's weak, but because we keep feeding it the wrong fuel, ignoring the warning lights and letting it struggle alone. Let me explain it from the inside out. When you feel that tightness in your chest after eating, when your legs swell after sitting too long, when your jaw aches for no reason during a walk, these are not just random. They are signs of poor circulation, oxygen loss, and blood pressure being pushed too high. And your heart is working overtime to survive in silence. Here's what most elders never realize. The symptoms of a failing heart almost never start with pain. They start with things like fatigue after basic tasks, lightheadedness when standing up, irregular bathroom habits, chest fluttering after emotion, needing to nap after eating. Yep, even that matters. Why? Because digestion requires blood. So when you eat a heavy meal, your body rushes blood to your gut. But if your heart is weak or your vessels are narrowed, that blood doesn't get back fast enough to your brain, so you feel tired or dizzy. Some even collapse in their chairs. This is not imagination. This is physiology. Now let's get deeper. If you're over 60 and feel shortness of breath, especially when lying down flat, you may be experiencing fluid backup in your lungs. That's not just old lungs. That's a weak left ventricle failing to pump effectively. Your lungs don't want fluid. Your brain doesn't want low oxygen. But your heart isn't pushing enough blood out because the path is either blocked or the heart muscle is weak. How do we know? Let me break it clearly. You're tired even after sleep. Your heart is undersupplying oxygen. You're gaining weight fast around the belly or ankles. That's fluid, not fat. You feel pulses in your neck when lying down. That's blood backlog. You wake up gasping or choking. That's called paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea. These are all sneaky but real symptoms of heart failure progression. And here's something else you've likely never heard. If your heart rate climbs too fast during minimal activity, like standing up, brushing teeth, walking to the bathroom, you may have a condition called chronotropic incompetence. That means your heart can't adjust to the demand anymore. It either overreacts or underreacts. Both are dangerous. Now, let's talk about numbers. The human heart should beat around 60 to 100 beats per minute at rest. After age 60, if you see your resting rate creeping to 90, 95, 100, that's a problem. That means the heart is compensating for weakness with speed. It's like a car engine revving to climb a hill. It no longer has power to climb in third gear. And what about blood pressure? If your readings look normal at the clinic, but at home you often feel dizzy, heavy, or foggy, that's a sign of unstable blood pressure patterns. Your systolic might spike after meals, your diastolic might drop too low during sleep. Yep, these shifts can be deadly if not tracked and corrected. That's why I always advise seniors to monitor blood pressure at 3 specific times: 30 minutes after waking, 45 minutes after lunch, right before bedtime. This gives a realistic full-day profile, not a single number snapshot. Now let's address the silent killer, atrial fibrillation. It's a condition where your heart suddenly falls into a chaotic rhythm. Your pulse goes irregular, sometimes too fast, sometimes skipping beats, and it often begins with no pain at all. What do people report? Light fluttering in the chest, feeling their pulse jump when sitting quietly, increased anxiety without reason, nighttime palpitations followed by fatigue. And that's the danger. Many elders think they're having a panic attack, when in reality it's the start of a heart rhythm disorder. Do you drink a lot of caffeine? Do you take painkillers or sleep meds? Do you skip meals or take long naps after lunch? These all influence your autonomic system. That system controls heart rate, and you're unknowingly stressing it. Let's shift to something practical now. Your daily routine either keeps your heart alive or drains it, and you can start fixing things today without touching a single pill. Start by standing more than sitting. If you sit for long periods, blood pools in your legs, and your heart works harder to push it back. Try to stand up every 30 minutes, even just for a minute. Reduce sodium sharply. One hidden culprit: canned vegetables. They can have 200–400 milligrams of sodium per half cup. Replace them with fresh greens, spinach, kale, arugula, rich in potassium, magnesium, and antioxidants that ease vascular tension. Hydration? Yes, but balanced. Too little water thickens blood. Too much causes fluid overload and weak hearts. Aim for 1.5 to 2 liters per day unless your doctor says otherwise. Now exercise. You don't need intense workouts, but you do need consistency. 15 minutes of slow walking twice a day boosts circulation and lowers resting heart rate over time. Finally, food that supports the heart. Wild salmon, high in omega-3s, 22 g protein per 3 hours. Walnuts, natural plant-based fats, improve endothelial function. Oats, soluble fiber helps remove LDL cholesterol. Beets, natural nitrates open blood vessels, lower pressure. Dark leafy greens, magnesium-rich, reduce arrhythmia risk, and don't ignore iron. Low iron, less oxygen transport, more heart strain. If your nails are brittle or your skin feels pale, get it checked. One thing most elders forget is that sleep affects the heart just as much as food. Poor sleep increases cortisol. Cortisol stiffens vessels. That raises pressure. And pressure is the weight your heart must carry every second. So yes, your night routine, dinner choices, walking habits, and stress triggers, they all tie together. This is not about guessing. This is about precision, and you deserve to know exactly how to keep your heart alive longer, with strength, with clarity, and with confidence. If you keep feeling weak even after a full night's sleep, your heart is still working too hard. And one of the main reasons that happens is because your muscle recovery is too slow, and your circulation isn't keeping up. That's why your legs feel heavy, why your hands feel cold, why stairs make your chest feel like it's closing in. Your muscle cells can't store enough oxygen when your blood is sluggish. That's not age, it's systemic pressure over time that's been ignored. Now here's a crucial truth. Most people think heart failure only happens from massive heart attacks or major blockages. Nope, it often starts slowly when the heart wall gets thicker or stretches too much. That change in muscle shape, called remodeling, makes your pump weak and unstable. This kind of damage builds silently for years before diagnosis. The signs, they're easy to miss, unless you know what to feel. You sit down and your heart is still pounding. You eat and suddenly need to sleep. You wake up and your face is slightly swollen. These are signs of blood backing up, blood not reaching the kidneys fast enough, fluid sitting in your tissues instead of circulating properly. What causes it? Lack of movement, diet high in salt and sugar, emotional stress that spikes cortisol, chronic lack of deep sleep, low potassium and magnesium intake, overuse of medications like NSAIDs or steroids, drinking caffeine at the wrong time. Let's be clear, it's not just the bad foods. It's also how your cells react to them after 60. Here's a fact most seniors never hear. Every time you have a stressful argument, or skip a full meal, or sit for 5 straight hours watching TV, your vagus nerve, your body's relaxation switch, gets weaker. That means your nervous system stays in fight mode longer, and that forces your heart to stay elevated, even when you're resting. That's a disaster, because every extra beat adds wear. Every tight artery creates pressure. Every shallow breath limits oxygen, and over weeks, months, years, your heart starts falling behind. You want practical steps? Here they are. Instead of telling you to eat healthy, let me break down what your heart cells actually need to stay alive longer. Magnesium, at least 354 unit grade meat. It helps regulate rhythm and calm vessel tension. Best sources: pumpkin seeds, cooked spinach, almonds, avocado. Potassium, between 3 to 204,000 micrograms a day, helps clear excess sodium, relax vessels and reduce heart stress. Best sources: white beans, sweet potatoes, bananas, beet greens. CoQ10, a molecule your body makes, but declines after age 50. It powers heart cell energy. Best sources: salmon, organ meats or high-quality supplements. L-citrulline, converts into nitric oxide, which expands blood vessels. Best source: watermelon. Yes, really, omega-3s, reduce inflammation, protect artery walls, and stabilize rhythm. Best source: fatty fish like mackerel, sardines, or quality fish oil. These are not buzzwords. These are elements your heart cannot run without. And if you're not getting them daily, you're leaving your body exposed. Now about activity. Many elders still think they must walk an hour a day. No, that's wrong for many heart conditions. What matters is frequency and consistency. A better way: 8 minutes walking in morning sun, 6 minutes pacing lightly after lunch, 5 minutes stretching gently before dinner. This maintains blood flow without overloading the heart. No gym, no machines, just controlled, paced motion. And please, sit in a position that lets your legs drain. Keep your feet elevated for at least 20 minutes daily. This reduces the swelling that weakens heart function over time. You also need to audit your salt. Don't just cut the shaker track where it hides. Cereals? Yep. Canned beans? Yep. Pre-made soups? Full of it. Even bread slices? Sometimes over 150 mg. You don't need zero sodium. You need balance, preferably under 1800 mg daily. Track it. Every day. It matters. Now I'll tell you something very few know. There are gentle pressure points on your body that improve parasympathetic tone. That's your calm response. One is on your inner wrist. The other is just below your collarbone. Applying soft circular pressure here, 2 to 3 minutes daily. Lowers heart rate variability and boosts vagus tone. It's not magic. It's physical reflex. But even that isn't enough alone. What most elders need is a tool they can depend on daily. Not a pill, not a complicated tracker, but something that keeps their nervous system in balance, especially before sleep or after stress. Something portable, drug-free, gentle, but consistent. That's why I trust a tool that doesn't just mask symptoms, but actually calms the nerves that affect the heart's pacing and pressure. One that stimulates GABA receptors gently. One that doesn't require any screen or app. One that's been used in hospitals and is now affordable enough for home. And yes, it's FDA registered. Used by thousands across the country, including former nurses, retired teachers, and seniors who were told they'd just have to live with it. This little tool is not a replacement for lifestyle, but it is a companion. It fits in your palm. It's rechargeable. It doesn't use apps, noise, or pills. Just a small pulse. Just enough to calm your system, without making you drowsy or slow. It's the kind of solution I wish more elders had discovered, before ending up in ER beds from skipped beats and panic nights. You deserve peace in your heartbeat. You deserve control without side effects. You deserve something that helps, instead of waiting for damage. If this sounds like something you need, don't wait, because even one day of chest pressure, even 1 week of breathless sleep, even one ignored moment of swelling, can lead to consequences that don't reverse. This tool is the one thing I'd never go without, and I truly believe it will make a difference for many of you reading this right now. The heart doesn't get stronger with waiting, it gets stronger with smart action. Trust me, buy it now or let the uncertainty grow every night you try to sleep.